Last time on our Husky project bike series, we spent a lot of time in the workshop, fitting the parts that needed to be fitting, making it look really pretty, and doing a fair bit of testing. Welcome to episode 2. The plan was for our ride to start in West Wales and encompass all of the most difficult trails that we could find on the map that were legal. Si and Si that I was riding with didn't have any panniers on their bikes, so I stuffed a tarp, a ground sheet, a jet boil, and my toothbrush into mine, and we set off for West Wales. Clips the moon with your clothes. Oh, I don't care. Apparently our adventure begins here. There we go, there is our route. There's always one member of the team that takes ages to put their gloves on. My fault because I didn't sort his parking out. He said it's my fault he's taking ages to put his gloves on because I didn't do his parking. Welcome to episode 2 of the Husky project bike. We're finally out riding dirt bike, adventure bike situation. Man, this is exciting. Wales is in a good mood today. There's no rain. It's a nice 20 degrees. And this is the first trail I've ever ridden with panniers on a dirt bike. So this is going to be an experience. First wheelie of the trip. Very nice. This sure is a different experience riding through here on a dirt bike. I normally do these trails on an adventure bike. Oh man, I love Wales. Look at that. It might not be the Rockies or the Alps, but it is pretty. Oh, I don't care if you're not done hurting for someone. When I said that I want you, it wasn't liquor on my tongue. I'm less a coward when I sleep, when I'm awake. We're about 5 minutes into our ride. I failed to keep the bike dry, clearly. And obviously with an enduro bike, you move around a lot and it gets technical. And already I noticed that while they're okay, the panniers, and I've got good basic movement when I need to get a bit more extreme, I think it lacks a little bit of this section on an adventure bike is like technical as hell, and on a dirt bike it just feels like another wide open trail. Well, this isn't exactly GS friendly. I think I could probably get one down here, but would be a more terrifying experience than not. The only problem with the pannier slash I got my sleeping bag on the back of the bike scenario, oh this is tricky, is that my ass keeps getting kicked by the sleeping bag.
Oh, I wish we could stay in the trees, but darling, your head's fucked and I'm weak in the knees. Oh, I don't care if you're not done hurting for someone. When I said that I want you, it wasn't liquor on my tongue. I'm less a coward when I sleep. When I'm awake, I can't speak. Wanna take you somewhere quiet, shake the words out of me.
Picturesque woodland. I think we should drop into there just for the fun of it. Oh, I'm glad it's not raining today, because this would be slippery as a slippery thing on a slippery day. The bouncy, rocky, disgusting hill climb to gate number 8072. Try not to ride in the river. Captain Numbnuts just flew his drone into it. That's me. I just flew my drone into that river. Shot was good. Drone not so feeling her. She's not feeling healthy. But if anyone wants to buy a nice Mavic Air, one careful owner, only 4 or 5 big incidents, you know where to go. Hotline! Oh, there was a tree there. so sensible. Neat and classy. Well, apart from that.
That clutch not disengaging now. Clearly.
You think it's the lever or the clutch?
There's a lot of free play there. It doesn't come far enough in, like the lever hits my fingers.
Yeah,
It'll disengage.
if you've got your whole hand on it.
Yeah, exactly.
With masses of free play inside clutch, we decided to see if the problem was obvious. Out came the tools, and out came a lot of deliberation and guesswork about where the problem actually lay. Right, if you look in here, dude, fluid's like nowhere near clear. It's got like dirt in it or something. Yeah, I wonder if it just needs a bleed, do you know?
I'll tell you, this one's a bit strange though.
Yeah, that stuff is like in here as well.
That's horrible.
And,
It's like the fluid's boiled or something.
yeah, and also, not only is that sludgy, that's gone all, do you know what I mean? Like they're normally not like, it's kind of like that's gone all swelled.
Like it's
That's
the
swelled.
wrong oil or something.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. What's it say?
It says
Mineral or
.4.
dot
.4.
four?
I'll only ever use that.
Well, we can bleed this easy enough. We can just go and buy some from a garage.
Yep, you can indeed.
They'll sell .4 in a petrol station.
It's like sticky.
So, fun fact, Sai has only got half a clutch. For some reason his clutch is starting to give up the ghost, which I think is going to lead to some quite amusing moments in the more difficult riding like this. Woo! That was slipperier than expected. Chose to ride a motocross bike, didn't he? Woo! Nicely done. Oh, more rocks.
After putting his bike back together, we made the choice to head to the nearest town and solve the clutch problem before it became a much bigger problem and it left us stranded somewhere. That meant finding a petrol station, some brake fluid, and getting the toolkit out again.
Oh, Dakar Yoda's come out. Woo! Oh, that was decent. Front of the view, eh?
Peace in hand, it's a start, but it's a mighty puzzle to
Are you just going to watch it or are you going to help him?
Well, I'm going to ask if he's got like side cutters or something to cut through this, because my teeth aren't strong enough.
Give us a review of the Flatjack.
Oh.
As an experienced go bar eater, where does it rank in difficulty of consumption?
It tastes pretty good. It's definitely not like high energy food. It's definitely straight out sugar. It's not proper flapjack. It's just a candy bar. It is tough to eat, but it's definitely not as tough as a cold go bar.
Okay.
with your heart on your sleeve. It's a fine line between letting go
explanation of what the problem is?
Don't actually know.
After several hours of working on Si's bike, we were at a complete loss as to what the exact problem was. We dismantled the slave cylinder, re-bled it, we got some new O-rings from the shop next door, and nothing was working. So we found a garage and a chap called Tim Mitchell who said that he could help us out.
Have you ever ridden with that clutch? We thought we'd check that before we ride off down the road. Oh, okay. So you know how to pull away, like, just using the starter motor? Yeah. I think it's a bit gentler on the gearbox to just put it in first and just... as you turn the starter motor, just crack the throttle. And it will away. Oh, he's away! Let's go! We've acquired some help from someone that we met through Off-Road Skills. They work at this tyre garage and they said they might be able to help / provide us, I don't know, some situation.
So Tim works at a garage called Hugh Lewis Tyres, and he's really into adventure bikes and dirt bikes as well, and he said he would try and help us with the problem. The more we worked on it, the more we kind of figured out that the problem was actually in the master cylinder, not the slave cylinder, and the master cylinder seals failing and caused the slave cylinder seals to fail. So Tim gave us the master cylinder from his personal enduro bike. We fitted that up and he got us going again.
So it's now 20 past midnight, 4.5 hours later, a borrowed clutch master cylinder. Basically the seals failed on Si's clutch. I don't really know why, but off-road at night. Look at that. Boom. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what a good lights on an enduro bike are key if you want to ride adventure style stuff. Man, I am enjoying this. Riding bikes at night is freaking awesome. And this motor-minded headlight, Baja Designs headlight, is phenomenal. It's looking good, isn't it?
After the super fun and mildly dramatic events of the night before, we thought the next day was going to be a peach of a day on our motorbikes. We woke up, however, to the slightly unfortunate news that my mum had gone into hospital and was requiring a minor surgery, and so my dad decided that he was going to go back to South Wales to look after her and make sure that she was okay. We decided to head down to the nearest town, grab a coffee, and then we'd part and go on our ways.
You do not know what I have in mind.
Has it moved the clutch or not?
I packed our bags, we'll be on our way.
So unfortunately we had a little bit of bad news this morning, which means my dad is going to have to leave the trip because my mum swallowed a chicken bone and has had to have a small operation to get it out, or is having a small operation to get it out. So he's going to go back and look after her, which is a very nice husbandly thing to do. So we're going to go and get coffee, because coffee, and yeah, that's that.
It's been 72 weeks in this town. I still believe I'll see you again.
So that didn't really go according to plan. That scene you just watched was me post massive crash. I hit my head really hard on the ground. As we were riding down the trail, there were some 4x4 ruts, and I went to change ruts and I timed it badly, washed the front wheel on the edge of a rut and went over the handlebars, and it hurt a lot. It was hard and rocky, and I hit the ground head first, kind of salmoned in. It wasn't pretty, it didn't feel good. My head hurt a lot afterwards, and I ended up scratching and bruising a lot of myself, including, I don't know how I did it, but I split my knee open. I needed a few stitches to solve that problem. And it was one of those days where, with the other things that had gone on, it just wasn't meant to be. So we decided that we were going to do the ride again another time and head back to the van. And that means that we have to do that ride again. We only got one day, one leg into a 3-day ride that I'd planned, using big parts of the TET in North Wales, some of it definitely not on the TET. And so I'm really keen to film an episode 3. That was never part of the original plan, but if you enjoyed this video, this short video about our 1 day of 3 days trail riding, and you'd like to see what the rest of it looks like, then come back for episode 3. We'll be back soon. In the meantime, if you want to support the channel, everyone on Patreon has seen this first, and I'd like to say a massive thank you to them for continuing to support the videos that I'm making, and to our other sponsors, the people that are helping out with this project bike build. If you want to purchase some merchandise, we've got some really nice stuff, including this Upper Mustang jumper that we sell in our online store. And we also sell bits of riding kit, including Fox Legion riding kit, which I think is the best dual sport enduro riding kit you can get at the moment. And otherwise, remember, no matter what happens, no matter how many big crashes you have, life is still better when you're on your motorbike. Thanks very much for watching.
Just like the lottery, I just hope we could stay together. We wait and see, but the chances are small, just like the lottery.